Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I just kind of looked at the camera for a second. Good morning to you. You live in a shoe. Let me fix my hair. My hair is so long right now. I'm getting my hair cut on Friday, and I'm really ready for it. Today I was like thinking maybe I'll keep it a little bit longer, but it's so long right now. How are you guys doing? Today has been a really good day. A little kind of all over the place, but a good day. I honestly don't know how long I'm gonna vlog. And Alex is over at Sarah's house right now. He went over there last night to help her with her closet, but apparently they didn't get anything done. Imagine that. They just ended up ordering and eating pizza, and so he's helping her tonight with her closet. So, I was still like finishing videos, and then something happened that I will tell you about in a second that was kind of sweet and cute, but sad at the same time, kind of. But anyway, got up today, and I was like gonna throw on a hat and go get my coffee. Here's my coffee. It's almost gone. And I need to charge my phone. And I was gonna go get a coffee, and I was like, I'm gonna take a shower and film some videos first before I leave the house. And so, what is going on at Monn? Oh, it says unlock phone to use accessories. What was I gonna say? So I like took a shower. I made a cup of coffee in the Keurig, and then which I rarely ever make coffee at home anymore. I kind of miss making a pot of coffee at home. I think I'm gonna start doing that just so I have coffee around the house. So I made a cup of coffee in the Keurig and trimmed my beard and shaved all around here, and then I took a really long shower, nice long shower, and did my hair and everything, and then I filmed a Q&A. God, there's like a huge sign on that air thing that says, do not use, out of order. Well, you couldn't even use it if you wanted to because the sign is so big. Oh, Melissa just confirmed something for me. I'll have to tell you in a second. Okay, there, now it's charging. So Dreaming of You by Selena. We'll turn that off. It's kind of like lightly snowing. It's so pretty. So I went and got then I did my Q&A after I took a shower and did my hair and stuff, and then I rendered it, and then I started uploading it, and then I left to go get my coffee at Starbucks, and then I talked to Tanya on the phone for a little bit, and then I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I did a review, and then I came back to publish the video, the Q&A that I did, and then I also wanted to start rendering and uploading the Dunkin' Donuts review, which I did. I did the Girl Scout cookie coffees. Go watch that review. Those coffees are so fantastic. They are so good. I couldn't believe how good they are. So I did those and got that stuff up, and then I wanted to make a couple other videos, and I was like, I'm gonna go run to the post office really quick, which is interesting, the timing of all of this. So I pulled into the post office, and it was like right at 8 o'clock, and it was like there was no cars there, and I pull up and I see, and I often like when I pull up, because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, not really, it's like there's like businesses around there, but not like it's set by itself. And there's like apartment complex, but it's kind of far away over the railroad tracks. And I pull, and so I see little rabbits and stuff around there from time to time. But I pull up and I see this kitten. And y'all know I'm not a big cat lover, but I saw this little kitten. And the kitten was sitting out there it was just sitting right next to the door. And I mean, it didn't look like it was just born. It looked like it was like maybe a month old, or I'm not good with cat ages. So it's sitting there, and it just is sitting right out. And it's like right now, it's 23 degrees, you guys. I mean, it's freezing outside, okay? So, and it's windy, it's cold. So I get out of my car to go inside to, I have my key in here still. I wanted to put this in here. To go into the post office. Or did I put it back in there? Maybe I put it back in there. Well, I'll look later. I guess I should just probably look now. Oh, I did. I put the key back in here. Here's my post office key. You want to see? So I get out and I start walking to the post office, and I kind of just like stopped there, and I looked at this little kitten, and this little gray kitten, and it was matted, and all of a sudden it started walking up to me, and it just started weaving between my legs, which I don't love that when cats do that, but I was like, something's not right here, like somebody left this cat outside here. So I took a picture of it, and here, I'll show you the little picture I took of this little kitty. So I took a picture of the cat. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but here's the picture of the cat walking, and I sent it to Melissa, and then I called her and I said, there's this little kitten outside here, I don't know what to do. And she said, you have to put it in your car and bring it to me. And I was like, Melissa, I don't really want, I'm like really allergic to cats, and I was afraid that it had like bugs on it or something, but like I knew it couldn't stay out in the cold. And I was like, Melissa, I will bring it inside the post office, but can you come here and meet me? Because I don't want to put this cat in my car. I'm allergic to cats. I'll be sneezing and stuff. And she's like, I can't, the dogs are out, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And she was like, can you please just bring it over here to me, and then we'll take care of it from there. And I was like, okay. So I'm like inside talking to Melissa. I have the cat inside the post office, and I'm like talking to her, and the cat's like walking around and stuff. And she was so sweet. A little gray cat, and she kept on just like pawing at my leg. She was so sweet, you guys. So I'm like trying to pick her up, and every time I try to pick her up, she like paws at me with her claws, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get scratched. I'm afraid she's gonna scratch my eye or something. So finally I just like picked her up and scooped her into my arms, and she just like clung to me. And I walked outside. There's nobody around, and I put her in my car, and I took her over to Melissa's house. So, oh my God, you guys, this cat is so sweet. So Melissa had set up this crate, because, you know, Melissa does like shelter animals, shelter dogs and cats and things like that, and she has a cat and 2 dogs. So she set up this crate for her, and she like checked her out. At that time, we thought she was a boy. Melissa just confirmed it and said, yes, girl, with an exclamation mark. So, well, first of all, when I picked it up and I like looked at her, when I was carrying her to my car, her eye was almost closed, one of her eyes. And I was like, something happened to this cat. And so I took it inside to Melissa. Melissa started crying. And so she's like looking at her, and she's like, well, she's mad at it, she's not bad. And so she like looked her over. She's like, well, it's too cold. She wouldn't have bugs, but she doesn't have bugs. And she said she seems okay. She's just really malnutritioned because she was so thin. So Melissa put her in the crate, and she put in a little litter box in there, and a little blanket, I think like a little bed. She got a little bed in there, yeah. And I'm gonna show you a video in a second. And a little bed, and then she put in, she got a can of food out, and so I made the can of food up for her, and then Melissa put the can of food into, or like on a plate, into the crate, and some water, and this little kitty like ate that plate of food like nobody's business. I mean, like within like 2 minutes, minute and a half, 2 minutes, the entire plate was gone. She was so hungry. Melissa, you know, she works with all these people, so she has a friend of hers that's a vet technician, so she called her. We filmed like her eye, because Melissa wanted to know if the eye was infected, what to do, whatever. And the vet tech said that she would need to bring it into the vet tomorrow, but that it looks like it's not, the eye isn't infected, but that it looks like it has like a upper respiratory infection, and that maybe like the cat is dehydrated and malnutritioned, and that's why it, like, you know, something's wrong with its eye or something. I don't know. I didn't really understand the whole story. So anyway, so she made it so cozy, and then I stayed there for a while, and the dogs were like sitting there looking the whole time. They were so excited about it, and I was like, Melissa, you have to keep this cat. You have to name it Patches. I had already named it Patches, right? And Melissa's like, oh my God, I really do want another cat right now, but I just don't know that I can keep this cat. And so she was like, I don't know. She was like, so Melissa has a really good friend that owns I don't know why I just put my windshield wipers on, but that just messed up my windshield. She has a good friend that owns a no-kill animal shelter for cats. And so she's gonna take it to the vet tomorrow, and then she's gonna take it to the no-kill animal shelter unless she keeps it. So Melissa sent me this video. Show it to you, and this is of Patches. You can see. You can't really see, can you? You can't see it at all. How do I do this so that you guys can see it? Can you see? She's in there, and she's sleeping in her little bed. Look at that. She's so sweet. So Melissa sent me that little video and she said, all tucked in for the night. And I said, aw. And she said, she's so friendly, super sweet. And I said, is it a she? And she said, trying to figure it out, LOL, because she was really mad at it. And so then I said, LOL. And then Melissa texted me back and she said, yes, girl. I'm gonna say you should keep her. So that was kind of my day. And then I stayed over at Melissa's for a while. It was kind of a sweet moment, but like, you know, here's my thing. I mean, it's 23 degrees outside, it's cold. This was not a cat that walked over from any apartment complex. I mean, this cat is domesticated a little bit. Like, it was super friendly. It wasn't mean at all. You know, like, who puts a cat outside in the cold like that? Like, I really don't understand that. You know, maybe right by the post office because you think somebody will pick it up, but it's like 8 o'clock at night. Like, I just don't understand it. I just really don't understand it. Oh, Alex is FaceTiming me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. He was showing me, he was FaceTiming me about how he got her entire closet done. And then I was telling Alex about the cat because I texted, I said, you should keep her. And Melissa said, you are a bad influence. I'm texting her. Because I named her Patches, and I was telling Alex that. He goes, I should text her and tell her that she should keep Patches. So I'm texting her, and I said, Patches wants to live with you. And Alex just texted, we're now in the group text. The ongoing group text that Melissa, Jason, Alex, and I, that has been going on for literally like 2 years. He texted her and he said, you should name your new kitty Julie. Okay, so this is kind of like an ongoing joke because I used to always say that Pee-Pee wanted to get a little sister, Chihuahua, and he wanted to name her Julie. He was like, I would always make him like talk, and I would say, oh, I want a little sister and I want to name her Julie. And Alex would say, Melissa said, of course. Whoa, wait, no. She said, you guys. I'm gonna say Patches or Julie. Both are perfect. Both are perfect names. Oh my God, would people think I live such an exciting life? Here's my exciting life. Rescuing kittens and naming them Patches or Julie. My mom's friend when I was growing up, she said you are ridiculous. My mom's friend when, no, she said that about Patches wants to live with you. Alex is leaving. He's going on his way home now. When I was growing up, my mom, her daughter, so my mom had a really good friend that was a sorority sister of like my mom and Susie's, and it's like the three of them were like really good friends. And so anyway, she got divorced about the same time that my mom and my dad got divorced. And so we used to do a lot of stuff with her and her two daughters. I talked about her on here before, like she and her one daughter and my mom and I, we went to Beaver Island when I was going into like 10th grade, I think it was. And she and I were the ones that read the Elvis is Alive tape. We listened to the Elvis is Alive tape, like on a Walkman with both of our headphones in there. But anyway, I don't know why I'm sitting at this gas station. They're looking at me like, why are you sitting here? Because why not? So anyway, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember now. Peter, what were you gonna say? Oh, but they had a dog, and their dog was so sweet. It was like the oldest dog in the entire world, and its name was Patches. And they had a rabbit too, but I don't remember what their rabbit's name was. I think they had a cat too. They had all kinds of animals. I actually pass their old house a lot when I'm vlogging, and it always makes me think about the good old days. We used to always play tennis in the summer, all of us. We used to do all kinds of fun stuff. They had a horse too. When I first met them, they lived on a farm out in the middle of nowhere, and they had a horse. Anyway, it's cold out tonight. I'm like ready for some snow. I don't think we're ever gonna have snow in Indianapolis this year. I just don't. So that was my day. That was my incredibly eventful, non-eventful day. Wasn't it so exciting? Don't you wish you had my life? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't ya? Don't you wish you had a hot life like me? Don't ya? Oh my gosh. I watched an episode of AJ and the Queen last night, and I really liked that show with RuPaul. And what else did I do? That was it. I'm like kind of at this point in my audiobook where I'm Conviction by Denise Mina, where I'm just kind of like, I don't really know that I really want to, it's kind of like plateaued out a little bit. It was like really good for a while, and now it's kind of plateaued out a little bit, but it's kind of also because I've been on the same 2 chapters forever. I'm like, I need to get a little bit more into this book. Why did my face just seem to get so red? Ooh. Doesn't my face look really red all of a sudden? I don't know what that's from. I hope I don't have cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever doesn't have anything to do with being actually scratched by a cat, does it? Oh my God, that group text now is going off like crazy. It's the world's longest running group chat. Constant. My eyes are itching, probably from having the cat in here. That little creek had frozen there. It wasn't even a creek. It was like a little, I don't know, retention pond area, and there was snow in there. I mean, you can see it like the flurries and stuff, but I just would like to have like, I don't know, several inches of snow that would stay for a while. Don't you? I did 2 videos on my Peter Monn channel today. I did a Peterisms video. It's still uploading right now. Maybe I'll just post it tomorrow. I don't know that I want to post it tonight. It's kind of late. And then I did my vlog, and I did a review. I think I'll do the Peterisms video. I'll post it tomorrow. If I post it tonight, though, some people might watch it when they get up in the morning. So that is a reason to post it tonight, right? I'll just post it tonight. I can film another one tomorrow. Now I've got that stupid song stuck in my head. Pussycat Dolls. Don't you? I used to love that song back in the day. I think that song came out like the year I met Alex, maybe somewhere around there, because I can remember that and Paparazzi. We're like, Alex and I have this really good friend of ours that we used to hang out with a lot when we first got together. He's the one that lives in Dallas. We're visiting, but we're also going for a wedding for somebody else. But we used to listen to that Paparazzi by Lady Madonna. I almost said by Lady Gaga. We used to listen to Paparazzi, and we listened to what's that Pond to Replay song too? Do you know what I'm talking about? Who is that by? That was by Rihanna. And then we listened, I think it was by Rihanna, wasn't it? And then we listened to that Don't You song by the Pussycat Dolls. And we listened to a lot of Britney Spears back then too. Alex, when I met Alex, he was like the biggest Britney Spears fan ever in the entire world. Oh my God, okay, I'm like getting nonstop texted here. I gotta go in here and see what these texts say. Alex and Melissa are going back and forth about this cat. Alex is trying to get her to keep this cat. She's so sweet. What was I talking about? I don't know. Oh, when I met Alex, he was really into Britney Spears. Like, he was like a diehard Britney Spears fan. He used to watch all of her videos and like do the choreography. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like Alex is like a trained hip hop dancer, and he used to dance for the Fever in Indianapolis, which is a basketball team. So when Alex was in high school and into college, he was on the Fever dance group. So you know, like how like football teams have cheerleaders and basketball teams have like dance groups or like whatever. Like they have the Pacemates for the Pacers. Like Alex did that for the Fever in Indianapolis. And he was actually like, I guess like he had a following. Like he said he would like come out and people would like hold up things that said like Alex, and then he would like sign autographs and stuff. But anyway, he got paid to do it. So then after that, he was in this like dance group that would like go and do stuff. This was when I first met him. He was still in his dance group, and it was like ex-Colts cheerleaders, ex-Pacemates, ex-Fever dancers, and they were like all together, and they would do like, they would go places and do these dance things together. And Alex is like really, really good at choreography. He picks up choreography like that. So he would like watch these Britney Spears videos, and he could just like do the choreography back like really quick. He loves to watch, he was like one of his favorite things to watch, I love him too, is that French dancer that dances in heels. I don't know, I can't think of his name right now. But he's an incredible dancer. Alex loves watching his videos, and Alex like will like, he'll follow the choreography and do it. I can't think of what that guy's name is now. Oh my God, he's so good. I haven't seen his videos come up on my Instagram lately. I wonder why. So anyway, Alex loved Britney Spears, and like if we were getting ready or if we were going out in the car or whatever, it was always Britney Spears on the radio, Britney Spears in the bathroom, Britney Spears, you know, constant Britney Spears. The Circus album and the Womanizer, are those two different albums? I think they are. Came out while we dated. And so Alex had a really good friend that he had worked with at one point, and she ended up going on, her mom and Britney Spears' mom went to church together or something, and Britney Spears' like hair and makeup person at the last minute like canceled and couldn't work for her. So she needed somebody that she could trust that could go on tour with her at the last minute. And so somehow through the moms, it all got worked out, and Alex's friend ended up, I was gonna actually do a drama video with her, so I was gonna have her do my makeup one time. But she went on tour with, she went on 2 tours with Britney Spears, Circus tour and the Womanizer tour. I think that's what, no, maybe the second tour was, well, one of them was the Nicki Minaj, As the World Ends tour, that's what it was. I think Womanizer was from Circus, I don't know. But anyway, so she did 2 tours with Britney Spears. One she did her makeup, and one she did her hair and makeup. And she was like her one-on-one makeup and hair person, like right there all the time. So she traveled all, she did a world tour with her, went every place. And one time she was in Indianapolis and she was visiting friends here. She now lives here. She doesn't do hair and makeup anymore. She just is a mom, and she got married and has kids now, and she's really sweet. She did my hair for a while, but that was before she quit doing hair. So anyway, she did this world tour, and she was visiting in Indianapolis at one point. And so she was like, do you guys want to go see her? And she was going to be, the first time it was in Columbus, and the second time it was in Cleveland, I think. But the first time was when, I think that was Columbus. So our friend that lives in Dallas, he went with us. Another girl that Alex worked with as well, that was friends with her. We, the three, Alex and I, and then this girl, the friend, and our other friend, this guy that lives in Dallas, the 4 of us drove to Columbus and to go see her down there. That time we like got really great seats and everything, but we just like got there and sat on the side. The second time that we went to go see her, our friend was in Indianapolis, like between cities. Like they had played in Chicago and then they were playing in Cleveland, I think, something like that. And so, or somewhere. So she was in Indianapolis, and for like 2 days. And so we drove her from Indianapolis to Cleveland. Like we drove her like up into the building, like where like the staff, or not the staff, but the team like walked right into like Britney Spears. I like 20 questioned her, okay, the entire time down there. And I drove and everything. It was so fun. And so she was like, when we got there, she's like, well, I have a little surprise for you. And it was actually Alex and I, and then this girl that Alex used to work with that we're really good friends to this day, with her and her husband. So she's like, I got a little bit of a surprise for you when you get down here. And I was like, okay, what's the surprise? And she was like, I'm like, how much of the story do I really want to tell? Because it goes forward past all this. I'm like, I'm just going to tell it, whatever. So anyway, I think I made a video about the second part to this, whatever. So, she goes, well, you guys are going to get a backstage tour, and then if Britney's back there, you get to meet her, and then you're going to get a dance on stage with Britney Spears. And we're like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm 40 I was 40, and I was like, I was going to be 40, I think. And I was like, I can't do it, whatever. She's like, you can do it, trust me, it'll be so much fun. And I was like, okay. So, and we were like staying in a hotel there that night and whatever, so we went and got changed and came back and all this kind of stuff. And we got a backstage tour, and we got to be like in the room where she was, but we didn't get to like really meet her. And but I will tell you, this was after she got sober. So this was the second tour. This is when she got sober. We had to like sign all this stuff that we wouldn't bring anything back behind the stage. Like they had this she had really serious like security and stuff with her. It was like hardcore. I couldn't believe it. And like obviously it's Britney Spears, she had like serious security, but it was like serious security around her like staying sober. And they were showing, like, one of the things that was really interesting was how many like semis tour with them just for like food, like wardrobe, set design. I mean, they have like 20 semis that travel with them at all times for all this kind of stuff. So we got to do that, and then I don't know if you saw the concert, you'll know what I'm talking about, but it was As the World Turns, As the World Ends concert. As the World Ends? Is that what it's called? I think so. But anyway, it's the one that she did with Nicki Minaj. So we had like literally front row seats, and they were incredible. I mean, we could have reached out and touched her and Nicki Minaj. And so then we, got to, so when she did the song I Wanna Go, I wanna go, she would pull up like 6 or 7 people from each corner. So there was like 4 groups of people, and we were the last ones that she pulled up. And so she pulled us, this is kind of funny that I told the story about Alex, and it goes right into this. I seriously think my husband thought he was gonna get discovered by Britney Spears and go on tour with her. Because we were just supposed to do this thing, we went like this, like they told us, like just do this, like just stand in place and just kind of dance and go like this. Because, you know, she's like doing her routine. I've shown the picture, if I can find the picture, well, I'm not gonna include it on here, I'll show you some other time. But if you see the picture, you see like Britney Spears in the middle of it, and you see like all these people going like this, including my friend and myself. We're like over on the side, and Alex is like in the middle of this huge, like, he was like throwing out all the moves. He was like right front and center. You could see him more than you could see Britney Spears. He's like, I am going to be discovered. So anyway, it was so funny. I searched everywhere on YouTube to find that clip. That clip is out there somewhere, of us dancing on stage to that. You can find it somewhere. It's Cleveland, and it's the As the World Ends tour or whatever. We're like front and center, and I have on like Alex has a black and white striped shirt on, or a gray and white striped shirt on, and blue jeans, and I have on, and I think our friend had like a dress on. And I had on like a plaid western shirt and jeans on. And my hair was brown and I had no beard. So I worked to the right of the stage. And we're with a blonde girl, that was our friend. So then, flash forward, years go by, right? We stay in touch with our friend of ours. And she stops working, and apparently, like, the way a lot of these teams work is that, like, you might do makeup and hair for, like, Britney Spears, but then, like, somebody from, like, Lady Gaga's team might want you to come and work for them. They're, like, all real close within the industry, apparently. So, I got this call from her, and she said, I have a question for you. And I was like, what is it? And there was another celebrity, that is a singer, and it was Demi Lovato, and they were supposedly looking for like a personal assistant slash like a person in recovery that could like travel with her, and that knew a lot about recovery. They wanted the person to have had several years of sobriety and all this kind of stuff, but like we would have had to have moved to LA like overnight. Like it was like that quick, and my job would have been like, if like I had to be there all the time. And I was like, well, have them call me. I'd be interested in talking to them. And so she talked to them and was like, I know this guy, and he's like sober, and, you know, he was, you know, worked in a treatment facility for a long time, blah, 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 whatever. And so, yeah. But I never heard from them, so I don't know what happened with that. That was before Demi Lovato got sober the last time, so I don't know anything about that. But I do know that most of those celebrities have, and I feel like I can share that. Like, I mean, that's my thing. That's my life. It happened to me, right? But I feel like most of those celebrities have famous people, or like they have like, you know, people in recovery that travel with them and things like that. I know that with Britney Spears that day because I met some of the people, you know, and but it was like really relaxed backstage. I will say that it was very weird. They were all just kind of like sitting around and stuff, like the dancers, but that was cool. My few brushes with fame. I have noticed in my life, the really truly famous people that I've met are really just laid back and super friendly. Really, really nice. Not anybody that you would, like, they're never like, I'm trying to think of somebody that I've met that would have been like super arrogant and rude, but I haven't met anybody like that. They're always just really super nice. Who else have I met? My dad and my stepmom did a sculpting class in Santa Fe, and they were with Martin Sheen and his wife. My dad said he was like, they stayed in contact for a while and talked and stuff. My dad said he was just really, really cool. My dad and my stepmom do a lot of art stuff because my stepmom is a painter. So they used to do these like, you know, week retreats places and do like sculpting and painting retreats and stuff like that. Who's somebody, I feel like I'm just drawing a blank as far as like famous people that I've met in my life. I really can't even think. I feel like I have and I'm not thinking about it. You guys, I cannot believe this. My battery is about to die. The other battery is at home, so I'll head on home and I'll get the other battery. But I can't even believe that because I'm charging my other battery. I honestly didn't plan on vlogging this long. I mean, tonight I planned on vlogging longer than just 5 minutes, but I mean, I think it's like 30 minutes now or something, but I didn't plan on vlogging this long right now when I was out. So I'll go home and I want to throw on my hoodie anyway because I have this like tighter t-shirt on. Who is somebody famous that I've met? I feel like we have. Well, I saw Ariana Grande and Frankie Grande at Ultra. They're both really tight, both really tiny. They're both really tiny. That River, I can't pronounce his last name, Viperi or something like that, at Ultra. I saw him too. Oh, Paris Hilton. She was really nice at Ultra, but I didn't really meet her. She was just kind of like walking through, but I was with Brian Boy, who is that fashion blogger. He's super famous. We hung out with him that entire like night. We met him I texted him or I tweeted him that one night, direct messaged him, and then the next day we like met up and hung out with him the entire day and night. We had such a blast with him. He was so much fun. Alex has met tons of DJs. Who else? I think Alex met Ansel Elgort, is that his name, that was in Fault in Our Stars, because he's a DJ, and he was somewhere one night where we were. I can't remember who else I met. Jay Leno at Fridays, like years and years and years ago, got like literally like before I was sober, because we would go there and drink, so that was before I was sober. Long Island iced teas at Fridays, I remember going there and drinking those. But I don't remember who else. I saw RuPaul live one time at this place called The Warehouse in Indianapolis, and she was literally like 2 feet in front of me. Why am I like, I hope somebody like puts it in the comment section, because I feel like I'm like just totally like missing it completely on somebody. I feel like there's somebody big that I've met that I'm just like, whatever. I was on the Oprah show one time when I was, I took my stepmom there when I was like 14, got her tickets for Christmas one year. So funny when I look back on that, like what an impact she's had on my life, but I never would have known it at the time, you know? It's at 23 minutes and 20 seconds, so I'm gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna ask Alex when I get home, who else have we met that's famous? I'm drawing a blank. So anyway, I'm gonna stop it here because it's gonna stop in a second anyway, and then I will come back and vlog for a little bit longer. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Got home. Hung out with Alex and talked to him for a little bit, and then he took a shower while I was hanging out with Boo and Tucker for a little bit. Uploaded my Peterisms video, even though it was like 11 when I uploaded it. But oh well, it's up. I can do another one tomorrow. I love doing the Peterisms videos, and it's good for me to read the meditations and then read them out loud. And if you don't watch that channel, I have been reading, they're not really meditations, they're like chapters in this book called, shoot, why can't I remember? Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. And I had wanted to read it a while ago, so I'm just going to read it on the Peterisms channel and just read one here and one there, and then try to finish it that way, which I thought was kind of a good way to read a book on there anyway, because I wanted to share it with people, and it's a great book, and I like the lessons that it talks about. The first one was don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. That was chapter 1. Chapter 2 was tonight. Do I not remember what it was about already? Well, it was a lot about like, you know, like comparing your journey to other people's and things like that. And it's something I did for so long. Like, I really struggled with it after I got sober. You know, I would see like friends of mine, friends of mine were like so far past me. I can remember like getting out of treatment and like people that I had like partied with, like kind of just left, like the party was done and I didn't even realize it. I've said that a lot before, you know, but like friends of mine had like moved to New York and were being really successful, and we're doing all kinds of, like, we're in relationships and buying apartments in New York. And I had friends of mine here that, you know, like from high school and stuff that were like buying houses, and friends of mine from high school that had moved to other places. And, you know, and I would constantly compare myself to other people, and I'd be like, you know, God, I'm so far behind. And, you know, even like getting my degree and then getting my master's degree, and then like, you know, I always felt like I was behind, right? Like I was trying to like catch up with something that, I don't know, like, you know. And then I would like, you know, when I started dating Alex, and we would go to a lot of dinner parties, and we would go to people's houses and stuff, and I would go to people's houses that were like my age, and they'd have like $500,000, $1 million house and extravagant cars, and I'd be like, what did I do wrong, you know, like, and I think like somewhere along the way I realized that my journey is so completely different than somebody else's journey. Like, my journey is not the same as somebody else's, and it never will be. And, you know, the other thing I realized was this car, like, there's something going on with like the memory system in my car or something. It keeps on flashing this thing up. It's been doing it for like a couple weeks now. Memory system unavailable. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, there was this, I was talking about my journey compared to other people's or whatever. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. You know, one of the things I realized was that, like, I would always think to myself, God, like, if I had this person's life or whatever, my life would be easier, right? And then, like, I would get to know them, and I would realize that, yeah, maybe they had a nicer house, or, you know, maybe they had this car that was just a dreamy car or whatever, but they had a lot of things in their life that I sure didn't want, you know? And I think the world kind of balances itself out to some degree. And then I kind of started realizing over time, you know, that I really, like, appreciated the life that I had. And I really wouldn't want to trade it with somebody else, you know? That even with the things in my life that aren't the greatest in the world, I feel pretty blessed to have the life that I have. I don't want to trade it to with somebody else. You know, I like my life. And I don't know, it was a valuable learning moment for me. And then, you know, I did a video on my Peterisms channel about a year and a half ago, where I, you know, a friend of mine in sobriety had told me, like, you always lose by comparison, meaning that if we're comparing ourselves to other people, we're always going to lose, because we don't look at the people that have less than us, we look at the people that have more than us. And, you know, and I was talking about this today in my Peterisms channel too, that the thing, or my video over there on that channel, the thing is that when we talk about losing by comparison or comparing ourselves to other people, it's always superficial financial stuff. You know, it's like things like houses, cars, money, you know, financial security, things like that. It's never like, oh, I wish I was. I mean, often, but not as often as the superficial stuff. So for me, in the past, rarely did I look at somebody and think, God, they're so wise, or they have so much peace and serenity in their life. Now today, that is how I look at things, and I think, God, they have a lot of serenity, like I want that, you know what I mean? But in the past, I didn't look at things that way. I thought, I want that car, or I wish I could have a car that was that nice, or, you know what, a house, or whatever, and, I remember reading this Melody Beattie book. It was like the introduction to a book or something, but she was talking about, I think it was Melody Beattie. I'm almost positive it was Melody Beattie, but she was talking about getting married to this guy, and she had a baby, and she was pregnant, and they were living in this house that he wanted to buy, and she didn't want this house. And they had both been sober when they met, but like he had gone back out and he was drinking again, and he was like never home. And I can't remember how old her daughter was at the time, but her daughter was like, I don't know, not super, I don't think she was super young. I think it was this Melody Beattie, I don't remember. Well, it was some self-help person, but I'm almost positive it was Melody Beattie. But anyway, she had said that like she lived in this house and she hated it. And like it had horrible carpet, and it had horrible wallpaper, and she just hated everything about it. And, so, this was the 40 Days and 40 Nights thing. I'm almost positive it was Melody Beattie. So she was, one night she didn't know what to do, and somebody had like said something to her about being grateful for everything that she had. And she was like, it's really hard to be grateful for stuff that you don't even want, right? Like, how am I supposed to be grateful for this crappy house and this crappy wallpaper and all this stuff that I don't want? How can I be grateful for that, right? Like, sure, like, oh, I'm grateful I have a house, I'm grateful I have food at my table, which sounds so trivial, right? But we really should be grateful for those things. And she was saying that she was really feeling sorry for herself. And so she sat in the middle of her dining room, and she had no dining room table, nothing, and she was like, she started just really practicing the opposite of being grateful for things that she didn't believe. Like being grateful for the house. Like she was like, she practiced it, she said it out loud, like, I'm so grateful for this house. I'm so grateful for this house that I've been given. She started practicing gratitude. This is kind of like the law of attraction too. Practicing gratitude for things that she did not have yet. And saying things like, this is the house that I always wanted. Thank you so much for this house. And it was all this stuff. And then what she started doing was she slowly started changing this house. She was in the middle of this miserable marriage, and she can barely take care of, you know, her kids and get by, and she's in this house that she has no money now because she bought this house. Her husband's gone. She's like totally miserable. And she would like she started stripping wallpaper down, and she found, you know, that she started finding like cheap wallpaper. She painted some of the walls, and then she found cheap wallpaper places that was like had been marked down, but it was really nice wallpaper. She started putting it up in the walls, and she started stripping up all the carpeting, and she taught herself how to do all of it. And underneath the carpeting were like the original wood floors from the house, and she started staining them and taking care of them. And then she redid the kitchen one little thing at a time. And then she was like coming home from work one night, and she saw like this, somebody had left like a couch out on their street and said free or whatever, and she like dragged the couch all the way down the street and up into the house, and she like reupholstered it herself and whatever. And she did an interview like years after that. I think it was on Oprah. She said, or for their house had been an Architectural Digest, not this house, but like she owned a new house, and it was like in Malibu. And she and her daughter were like on Oprah or something. Her daughter's, I can't remember how it happened, but her daughter said to her, of all the house, she had like 3 or 4 houses or something. She said, of all the houses we've ever had, like that house was always my favorite. That house that she had put so much love into, you know, the gratitude was in that house. And it was, and that's how I feel about my condo, you know, like, I don't have the most amazing condo in the entire world. You know, we don't have granite countertop kitchens, and our bathroom is not the nicest, and the cabinets are coming apart, and it's, you know, there's a lot to be desired. What is going on here? She's like running up to the car. There's a lot to be desired. What was it about? I wonder what she handed her. There's a lot to be desired about my condo. I wish, there were things that were different about it. But I'm so grateful for the condo. And it has so many memories of my mom and Pee-Pee and Alex and I, and Boo and Tucker. And it's a home. I mean, it's so much more than a house. It's a home. And that's where I think that like gratitude is really an action. It's not so much of just like this, this thing. That gratitude is really an action in my life of practicing and really looking at the things that I have and just being like, wow, I have a simple abundance of things in my life that I don't need all of this stuff. And that's not to say that, like having a really nice bag or a nice car, because I have a nice car. I feel very blessed for my car, or staying in a nice hotel, all that is like, doesn't have its own things, because I think people know I like staying in nice hotel rooms, and I think they're, whatever. It doesn't mean you have to live this completely simple, frivolous life where you don't enjoy things. Like, you can be a person that has extreme gratitude and carry a very nice purse, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the thing I've realized, though, is I don't have to have that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I think I've realized that it's the moments in my life and the people that I spend them with and the time that I spent with my dogs or my husband, or Tanya or my sponsor or other Melissa and Jason, whatever. It's like, it's that time that I spend in my life that's so valuable to me. I mean, the rest is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I think like that is that's above all else, priceless. I try not to compare myself to other people today. I don't often. I find myself doing it, but like, sometimes it's like, it's not the same as it used to be. And I think that's a byproduct of me being so grateful for what I have. I think when you live in gratitude and you feel blessed for the life that you have, you don't really look at what you don't have, But today, like, I think about the people that I'm like envious of what they have, and it is often peace of mind. It is often, a sense of calmness in their life that they have. It is often like, there's this woman that I know that's in sobriety, and she's a good friend of mine, and she's just, I mean, you never hear her complain about anything. I don't know that I've ever once in 10 plus years of knowing this woman ever heard her complain about anything. She's just so incredibly grateful for her life. But at the same time, she's not preachy about gratitude. I probably borderline preach about gratitude, because I'm so excited about it. Anything that I get like preachy about is because I feel very passionate about. Do you know that Skyline Chili? I think I've only ever been to Skyline Chili like once or twice in my entire life. I'm not a big fan. Melissa loves it. But, this woman that I know, like, she's so interesting because I've been around her a lot when like people try to like bring her into their drama, and like I'll be standing there like watching her, and they'll like start saying, and she just does, oh, and let me tell you what happened the other night, and she's like, oh really? And then she'll say, like put her hand on their shoulder or something and say, well, I hope things get better for you, I gotta go. And she just does not engage with it at all. Like, she just doesn't engage with it, and she's always got just such a peaceful smile on her face. And even when she like shares about tragedies that are going on in her life, or she'll say like a hardship that she's going through, she'll say things like, I know God has a plan for me, and God didn't bring me this far to dump me on my butt, and she's just a very spiritual woman. And I look at that and I think that's what I want to be. Like, that's what I want today. That's what I aim to be, you know? Because I think when you have that too, when you have that peace and serenity that I have been blessed and been given in the last year, I think when you have that and you have a sense of gratitude in things, then I think you have a greater appreciation for everything else that comes along with it. You know, I think it's not just about the gratitude, it's about, well, then you do appreciate all of the other things as well, you know? And she has a very nice car, and she has a very nice house, and she's a very nice life, but she is one of the, but you, like, and the other thing is, you would never know it by looking at her, you know? She's just very, she's real athletic, and so whenever I see her, she's like Lululemoned out of her mind. But you wouldn't, like, you wouldn't know that unless you knew, you know what I mean? Like, she just looks simple, and she just is always like, you know, hair back in a ponytail, and she's just a very genuine, compassionate, good person. And I think always just wishing people well, and I don't know, that to me is what is desirable today. Back in the day, you know, like, I would get so jealous of what other people had. I mean, even up until the last couple years, you know, like, I just would feel like this isn't fair, or I wish I had what they had, or I wish I had their circumstances. But when I look back on my life, and I think this is what helped me more than anything, well, working with my sponsor, you know, on why am I having those feelings of jealousy and resentment, and then taking a look at how that was standing, you know, in the way of me. It was blockaged between me and really achieving what I wanted to achieve in my life. What I realized was that was never meant to me to begin with. So it's like, I don't know how to say this. I mean, if you see that somebody has a Louis Vuitton purse, and you want that Louis Vuitton purse, and you want to work hard to get that Louis Vuitton purse, that's one thing, right? But to, like, be jealous and envious of somebody's whole thing is like, that's really more of a reflection of my own unhappiness at that time of my circumstance, right? It really isn't about wanting somebody, I mean, it isn't like I want what you have, it's I'm so unhappy with what I have. And when I realized that, what I realized was it was more about the work that I needed to do on my, and it, you know, it wasn't just like a bag or something, it was more than that. I had to take a look at, why am I so unhappy with what I have been so given, you know? Like, who am I to be that way? And then, like I've said, you know, there's been things in life before that I saw that other people had that I thought I wanted so bad, and then when I got them, they didn't really make a difference to me. So why did I want them so bad? I think it's very similar to, like, kindergarten, you know? It's like you take a brand new toy to school to play with, and you're excited about this brand new toy, and then Judy Smith, she's got a brand new toy, and you want her brand new toy. You don't want your brand new toy anymore, you want her brand new toy, you know? And it's like, I think as adults, we play that out as well. And it's stupid. Somebody asked me in my Q&A, I just saw it, people are still asking questions because I put it up last night, so it's still going on, but they asked me, they said, because I'm intentionally trying to drink like a gallon of water a day, and so somebody asked me, they said, why are you trying to drink more water, or why are you trying to drink a gallon of water a day? I read this article years and years and years ago. I actually think I've talked about it on here quite a few times, because I keep a gallon jug of water in the fridge at all times, this plastic jug. I bought it years ago. And I read this article about this woman. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but probably a ton of people read it. There's probably, I don't know, people will come out now and they'll say in the comment sections that's not actually true, and she was found to be a fraud or whatever. But this woman, like, she didn't change anything about her diet or anything. She drank a gallon of water a day. and she lost, like, in a month, she lost like 20 pounds, and her skin cleared up, and the bags under her eyes went away and stuff like that. And so, I mean, it's not gonna hurt me to I drink water quite a bit, but I don't drink as much water as I should. So I'm just trying to make, that was like, you know, one of my goals for 2020. I haven't finished all my goals yet, but that's one of them, was to be conscious of drinking more water throughout the day. Because, you know, I'm just trying to be overall healthier in 2020, so cheers. Plus, I have all these Starbucks cups, and then what I can do is I can just fill it up. I love this one, this gold one, isn't it pretty? I can just fill it up with water and carry it around with me. I was actually talking to Tanya about it tonight, because I was like, let me just give you one of my Starbucks cups, because she's always talking about needing to drink more water, and so I said, I'll just give you one of my Starbucks cups, and you can keep a gallon of water in your fridge, and you can just fill it up anytime you want. The thing is, I have to go to the bathroom all the time then. I do feel better when I drink a lot of water, though. I'm like trying to think of something to talk about, and I feel like I literally have like nothing else to talk about. I don't know what else to talk about tonight. Oh, I was talking about that Gypsy 83 or 84 movie, and the other night, and so I looked it up last night, and the only places you can get it are Google Play and YouTube. So I don't know that I'm gonna do that. The whole movie's on YouTube, but it's one of those things where it plays it like in a box in the corner. I hate when they do that. I guess that's because of copyright issues or whatever, but I just wanted to watch the movie. Sarah Rue was that girl's name. Did I look it up? She's actually been in quite a few things since then. I like looked up her Wikipedia page. Somebody told me, they said on one of my, I think maybe it was my vlog in the comments, that the reason that Popular was so much like Glee was because Popular was a Ryan Murphy show too. I didn't know that. I had no idea. But that's interesting. I'm a huge Ryan Murphy fan. I've like literally watched almost everything that he's ever put out, except for I think like one show on Netflix I think I didn't watch. It was recent too, and it was in the last year, and I can't remember what it was. Do you hear that wind? The wind is crazy, isn't it? I'm at like 22 minutes, almost 23 minutes, and I think like I'm almost at the end, so I'm just gonna get off here now. Like at the end of it's gonna stop in a half a minute. I'm gonna get off here now because I really don't have a whole lot more to share tonight. I just don't. And tomorrow I'll read some comments, and then I'll also like give feedback, or not give feedback. I'll read some comments and respond to you guys tomorrow night. I thought that'd be kind of fun to do. And I've got some stuff to show too. Hold on, I'm gonna stop it now, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I have some stuff that I want to show at home too that some people have sent me. Somebody keeps on sending me stuff from Shutterbug. I don't know who you are, but you've sent me the most beautiful magnets with me and Pee-Pee on it, and Alex and the dog. It's so nice. And then somebody sent me this really nice, is it Shutterbug? Is that what it's called? Somebody sent me this really nice plaque from Shutterbug as well, that about like Pee-Pee and like passing, and it has his dates on it. There's no note inside that says where it's from, but if it's from you, will you let me know in the comment section below, because it really means a lot to me, and these are like really, really meaningful gifts, and I really appreciate it. I'll show all that stuff tomorrow, and then I will also show the other stuff, because I've gotten some other stuff recently. So anyway, but I'm gonna end this now because I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about tonight. And tomorrow I will try to vlog for a little bit longer. So I know I've been like under an hour the last 2 days, so tomorrow I'll try to do over an hour. But I think I'll listen to a little bit of my audiobook. I'm like struggling so hard with this audiobook right now, but I try to get it done. So I've only got 3 hours left, or less. I think I have less than 3 hours left to listen to it, so maybe I'll try to get that done. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day, enjoy it. Do something fun today. Do something that you will be proud of 5-10 years down the road and that you'll be grateful that you did. Practice gratitude today in your life. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you do your daily affirmations. You stand in the mirror and you look at yourself and you do your daily affirmations and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you matter. Today is going to be a great day. That is an important affirmation, by the way. Today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day, and 2020 is your year. And by the way, you look pretty good today. And most importantly, make sure that you let somebody else know how important they are to you and how much they matter to you. And yeah, just stop somebody random today and say, you know what? Thank you for helping me each and every day have a better day. I really appreciate it. Whether that's somebody at the gas station or your barista or whatever. Anyway, your barista at Starbucks. And, well, not your barista, but the barista that helps you. So anyway, yeah. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. Love ya, love ya, love ya.